receive a motion of condolence. They'll be greeted by the equivalent of the Speaker and the equivalent of the Speaker.
Go on, have a go, go on.
Later. And the First Minister. They'll meet with other party leaders. They will hear the messages of condolence, and the King will reply, crucially, and we will keep you up to date with all of that.
Let's just actually reflect. We're also learning that the Queen Consort has broken her toe. So she's really grinning and bearing it and getting on with things to actually climb these stairs and get in and out of cars and helicopters and so on, with a wave there towards the Crown. I think that was an indication from the Daily Telegraph indicating that, that they are really having to knuckle down to undertake these royal duties.
And Her Majesty broke her toe apparently before Her Majesty died, so has been struggling through it for several days now.
Do we call her Her Majesty even as Queen Consort? Then?
Absolutely.
Really?
The wife of the Queen, of the King, is Her Majesty. She is Her Majesty the Queen. She's not. We don't need to style her as Queen Consort any longer. She is Queen Camilla or the Queen.
Do you think we'll start to stop using the consort bit of her title as the years go on?
I think at the moment it's confusing to refer to the Queen when we're talking about Queen Elizabeth II.
Yeah.
I think after the funeral is the time to actually move on from that.
Good point.
Yeah, David Starkey was saying it's when the Queen is interred in the chapel in Windsor. That is the end of that.
That should be the end of it.
Yeah.
We were talking about the crowds there, and Jeff was telling us about the crowds spanning all of the generations. And that's important, isn't it? Because we were talking about the British Social Attitudes survey and attitudes in the studio, actually, yesterday about the older you get, the more royalist you become. And we were wondering whether that just happens naturally or actually... can we hear this?
The fanfare?